Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Good to see you this morning. Appreciate you watching our show. And we have always tried to do the very best we can, bring you the top-notch news here in the Florida Panhandle on the outdoors. So we appreciate the viewership and the support. Our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and a hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs and keeping us warm this week. A high today, now we got a heat wave coming. High today 61, and low's only going to get down to like 54. So you can rest your fireplace a little bit tonight. Water temperature in the pier is actually 57.9. That's pretty low. That's about as low as it's going to get. Maybe 56, maybe one more degree. Take a look at our river reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. The Apalachicola Bluntstown is still up in that colored area, which means it's high water. Anytime you see it up in that area with the yellows and the oranges and different colors, at a 15.6, and it's rising up a little bit. Some of that rain went north of us. The Choctaw Caribbean has that steady drop. It's already down to 7.7, and it has a good steady drop. So this weekend, the Choctaw is going to be in pretty good shape. Our wind direction will be coming out of east, southeast at about 7. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. One more day of neap tides, low at 251 and high at 405. Not much flow, but look at Saturday and Sunday, really strong tides for the weekend. But it's going to be cold again. You see what they're predicting. It's going to be some really cool weather back in the 20s Friday night, Saturday night. So just dress warm if you go outdoors. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Speaking of staying warm, we've talked about it this week. Of course, it's been really cold, and we always use that term, dress in layers. You know, especially the kids and all, but especially as we go outdoors, and I know y'all do that, but it's just so important that you can sort of peel those layers off. But dressing in layers, where you insulate the body, and then you just layer after layer. And I always get a kick out of doing it. Sometimes I put too much on, and Gail laughs at me. But staying warm, you know, we have such. I was thinking driving in this morning, I turn. If you like me, got a heater, your seat heater, okay, and that's just, to me, when it first came out, I was in amazement. Said, we never will use this. I told Gail the other day, I think from the combustible engine was the most important invention for the automobile, but the second most important was the seat warmer. So they're definitely something on these really cold mornings. All right, let's move on with some pictures now. I got all kind of different conglomeration of pictures from deer and fish. So here we go. Start off with our good buddy Ansel Levy over here in Abe Springs. Check it out. Now read it. Isn't this cool? It took me over 40 years to get my first deer. He was chasing doe on my 2 acres, so I snuck into my camper where my 30-06 is. I slid the window open and dropped him. Wow, buck fever. Ansel Levy up there in Abe Springs. Now, see, you don't need a lot of property. You got it on 2 acres. You don't need a big tree stand. Just go in your motorhome there in your camper and shoot them out the window. That's a good story there. A different story, but don't wait. I sent an email back to him. I said, don't wait another 40 years before you get another one. 30-06. Here it is right here. Nice buck. There'll be some good deer meat there. It's been so windy lately. It's windy enough to blow the stripes off of a zebra. So tell folks you saw on Coach Chester's show how windy it is down here. He had a picture of it. This is, you know, always, this is just people throwing trash out. This is just a thought for the she or hims in your hands. If you can drink those beers, you can sort of pick them up. This is up at Hammock Lake and Sunny Hills. Trash everywhere, and people wonder why there's no public access anymore. Get on the people when you see them doing that. I tell you, I've actually gone over where people are throwing a bottle. I've actually gone over and picked it up and just looked at them and just they sort of hung their head because I've done that before. I don't do it anymore, but okay. Junior Hagler. Lori McDonald Clutch. Lori's a teacher at Bay High School. She broke the ice. She killed this 145-pound 6-point, her first deer she has ever taken. Congratulations to you, Lori. So any of you Bay High kids watching the show, you go tell Miss Clutch you saw her on TV with that big buck. All right. Dennis Hale, Real Time Fisheries. He's a good hunter, and that is a nice buck. Good job, Dennis. And his daughter let him off work that morning, but he had to get back to work that afternoon at Real Time, but had to get some of those mullet cleaned up. This is a good story. Shelby Parks, one of my former students, I thought this, her husband Blaine, don't teach them to hunt, teach them the lifestyle, because kids don't remember the best day of television. And you know, it's like Travis said yesterday, they don't have to go out there and sit and stand a couple of hours. Just get them walking around in the woods and a little BB gun or something, shoot a can, just get them out there. And it is become a lifestyle, and they'll remember doing those things. Our buddy Dave Borges, okay, my new stand, I got a real deal on this tree stand. Here, Dave, he sent it to us. I texted him back. I said, that's a good way to do that, but I don't think I would try it. Not very safe. I think somebody staged that. Of course, you know, these young people, they may have gotten in it, who knows. My high school buddy, Rick Beatenholtz. This is over in Leon County. We're talking about the rain, how it affects these country roads. We have these little dirt ramps. This is off the Oclockney River, which is our home river up on that in Gaston County. Beautiful road. This is actually on the Leon County side. The Oclockney separates Gaston and Leon County. It goes down a boat ramp, but he was, okay, the boat ramp is 1,000 feet. So he's sent this picture, and he starts driving down the road, and what happens, see, we don't realize these feeder creeks off these rivers, they actually, so he actually couldn't get his boat, and they sent these 3 pictures. He couldn't actually launch his boat because the water was way up in the road. These little things like this, if you go down there a lot, you know that, but if you just go down on occasion, oh no, I can't get to the boat ramp. So just be aware of that, and you outdoorsmen know exactly what I'm talking about when you get that kind of water. Again, I've been talking a lot about a swamp cabbage. This is picture 1977. This is down in a big cypress swamp. Cutting up that swamp cabbage, they're going to have it with venison, which is what the Native Americans did. Holly Newell sent this to me. Called on January 1st, New Year's Day, in Carabel, Captain Tyler. They caught 14 different species that day, and one of them was what he called a look down. Is that not cool? And look how calm the water was. Was that not a great day to go fishing on New Year's Day? So anyway, 14 different species out of the Carabel area. That's a cool trip right there. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Still moving along with the pictures. There's so much going on this time of year. I know it's right here midwinter, but just a lot of outdoor activities, and I appreciate y'all sending them to me. Like I say, I get some off my Facebook page, and this one here, because I know so many people that do outdoor stuff, and they send them to me, so we're blessed for that. Here is Tyler Wilkins, his wife Megan. This is a Bear Creek Hunting Club now, and I like what she said. She said, our almost empty freezer, thank you. Please inquire about leasing wall space. So those boys up there, Bear Creek Hunting Club, and I'm going up there and hunt with y'all soon, I promise. I appreciate the invite. I'm going to get up there. Speaking of Facebook, this they put a memory on there. I just want to share this with you. 2 days ago I got it, January, this was 9 years ago. My memory from 9 years ago, I remember posting it, and it was raining that day, and Mason, he was over at the house, and we're looking out on the water. He said, Granddad, I want to go fishing, and it was raining. I said, we're going fishing. So we put on the rain gear, and we went out there, and we wasn't really posing for pictures. Gail came out there and took the pictures. Y'all turn around. And we caught a couple of trout. It was that morning, but it was just a special memory. I have that picture. That's one of my framers. But my little dog, Emmy Lou, I miss Emmy. She's not with us anymore. She crossed the Rainbow Bridge about 2 years ago, and I miss Emmy. But anyway, it was raining 9 years ago. I just want to share that with you, how now Mason is taller than I am. Is that hard to believe? Over at Mexico Beach, the Intercoastal Waterway, we talked about it. You don't really need a boat. You can fish from the bank. And Chris Shepard sent this. Look at some of the fish they caught from the bank. Is that not cool? Beautiful redfish. The Intercoastal Waterway. Now, I want to talk about this. I mentioned this about the state park, about volunteering. One of the things I thought would be a really good idea, I'll show you the list of the parks and all. One of the things I thought would be a great idea if you can volunteer, great. And we've done this before. If maybe talk to your local schools, or if they can take a field trip to one of the state parks and do a little bit of things they're doing. It might just be pick up trash, but planting. You know, we always plant sea oats every year, and to try to, if you hook it in, just get the kids outdoors with nature and doing things to improve it, and even at a young age, especially elementary school, they would get a kick out of it. Now, you couldn't do it all day, but just go there a couple of hours and then have a little picnic. And but here are the state parks here. It's January the 27th. So I mentioned this to you. There are the parks right there, but you can go ahead and talk about those. So anyway, okay, big announcement here. Just got this. It's going to be Saturday, March the 2nd. I love it. Join us for our first ever Wild Game Luncheon at 1 p.m. This is going to be up at Sneed's First United Methodist. Our guest speaker, Pastor Nick Harper, a professional archer with an amazing story, $5. I'll buy y'all some tickets. Also, raffle for various hunting accessories, AR-15 gift cards, and raffle tickets. And there's a number there for more information, 593-6481. And it's a Wild Game Luncheon, Saturday, March the 2nd, at the Sneed's First United Methodist Church. And thank you for sending that to me. Stan Kirkland sent that to me. Okay, so we'll be talking about it. I've already put it on my calendar. I'm going to try to make it. Okay, now, I wanted to talk about this midwinter. I made this list last week to do. I didn't get around to doing it, about just some quick things to do. I'm going to sort of go through it fairly fast. One thing, Arbor Day is always the fourth Friday in April, so I always think about trees. I can remember my dad transplanting some things in the wintertime, and now's a good time to transplant, and I'm going to try to do it soon. Just transplant some of your trees or shrubbery, whatever, and everything is dormant now. Dig a good hole. It's really too cold right now. Wait another week or two, but you need to do it before it starts sprouting out. So great time to transplant, especially if you have some woods up there. You want to get some trees going and move them around. Now's the time to do it. If you're going fishing, winter fishing is the best around pilings. I talk about this on Friday. Fish around those pilings or on the bridge pilings. Now you can't, if you're in a boat, you can't tie up to the piling, but you can fish around them. Number three, I'm talking about firewood. Pick up all this wind that's blowing the trees, through the trees. There's limbs, some of the limbs this big broke down. Get those for firewood. Go around picking up. Don't just throw them down. We forget about it, and I'm bad about it too. Run your boat. Start your boat, run your boat engine, let it run a little bit, especially in January. Then number 5, check the trailer tires. I looked at mine the other day. It's the cold weather. Your trailer tires, they just sort of get a little slack this time of year, and it's just really cold. This is cold air. Then number 6, okay, feed the birds and animals. I actually throw some corn out I got some deer to come in the neighborhood, and they'll come eat some corn. But the birds, they eat a lot in the winter. They don't eat as much in spring and summer, but man, in the winter they'll just boom, flying all over. So feed the birds. And number 2. Work on the flounder. I say this every year. Work on your flounder lights. If you're going to flounder gig, and I laugh at myself because I'm always talking about it. And I just never, I never get exactly what I wanted. Really, okay. Now number 8, focus on hunting. And again, I'm saying all these things to preach myself. Focus on hunting this week and next week, especially the next couple of weeks. Really focus on it because this is when the big bucks are moving during the rut. Number 7. How about just checking on your friends? Call one of your buddies, one of your friends. Just check on them. It's cold weather, and sometimes they're not doing as well as you think it would be. And number 10, if it's really bad weather like we have, always go if you got a little tackle bench in the garage, start working on your tackle, sorting your tackle up and all. These are 10 things I wrote down for midwinter things to do in the Florida Panhandle. Okay, so I'm going to watch the show again on YouTube and remind myself to do it. Okay, let's go. Let's start adding some names. Y'all, we've got a bunch of them here. And, okay, here we go. So, if your name hasn't been called out, we're going to start this at random. How about Mickey Gaylord, All-Star, Mickey Gaylord, got you right here. Okay, then from, Mickey's from here. Minnie Johnson from Conard. Okay, There's a blank one there. The first time I think I ever had a blank one. And from Defuniak Springs, Tommy Godwin. Jimmy Nichols, Panama City. From Deer Point Lake, Risa Dutton. Watch the show every morning. From Conard, Rodney Johnson. Okay, right there. And then also from Greenhead, Daryl Weeks. From Panama City Beach, Larry Couch. Larry, I got to answer your email. I enjoyed reading it the other day. I got to get back with you. Rebecca Weeks, Greenhead. Patrice Couch, Panama City Beach. And Patrice, still need you to come on the show and share some of that vast knowledge you have. Keith Hatchell, Ebro. Janet Hatchell, Ebro. Right here is Chris Walding from here. Ethan Walding and Ann Emanuel. All right, from here. And then from Deer Point Lake, Christian Rojas. From Panama City, Steve Swanson and his better half, Sashon Swanson. Corey Godwin, Defuniak Springs. Denise Cobb, Fountain. We're getting into the Cobb family. Appreciate y'all watching. A big old family, no bunch of them. Gracie Cobb. How about Ty Cobb? Hope you're doing good up there in Fountain, Ty. And Bryson. Katie Comby from Fountain. And Brewster Cobb. And then there's Brian. Big old Brassy Cobb. Okay? All right, we're about to get filled up, and we'll be drawing soon. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. And y'all know how fond I am of that place. It's just a great place to visit and to buy stuff. Okay, our time this morning, 4:52 to 6:52. And this evening, 5:16 to 7:16. Again, I want to mention about our wild game cookout up in Sneed on March the 2nd, right there in the middle of the day. It'll be a good time to do it. You can hunt that morning and hunt that afternoon and come get a good meal in the middle of the day. I like that. Okay, now, I had some things. I got a call. H.C. Slay, he's our resident purple martin expert up there in Bonifay. He hangs his gores, he does the old school. He's always the one to call me and tell me about when the first martin, the purple martin, when they come down. We've talked about the martin before, what a bellwether it is of just telling us about the weather and different things. And when they come in and start nesting, it's just it's a cool thing. But he's an expert in it. He called me the other day. He said, I've already had my first one. He said, earliest I've ever had one. It's like, I want to say January to maybe the 8th. Correct me if I'm wrong, HC, or call me again or send me a text on that exact day to be purple martin. And if you can, send me pictures and all. I just want to share with you all these little things going on in nature. I mean, we cover all of them. So now we know about the purple martin. One of them already come in, maybe a couple of others, but they send scouts out. It's really, really a cool setup. And speaking of, a lot of us burn fires and all and different things in our fireplace, but trying to keep things warm. And the other day we had to run down to Howard Creek to check our pipes and all down there. And a lot of friends said we got to turn the light on in the pump. And that's a saying what it is. The old timers, when electricity first came out and they had well pumps, they would put on cold weather, they would have a light, they would run an extension cord from the house through the pump house and turn the light on. They would screw the light bulb in to turn it on. And that would be the heat to keep the water pump from freezing, because it wouldn't get repaired right away if it busted. And they were just they were coming from a well, getting water out of the well to that pump, and that pump was precious to those families about actually pumping water into the house. And if they turned, I got a ticket the other day. I think Jerry Register was saying he had to get a light in the, and also 2 or 3 other people told me how to get a light in the pump house. So I want to share that saying with you, sort of like throwing another log on the fire, keeping things warm. I did want to talk about, speaking of fireplace, throwing another log on the fire. You know, when I like to look things up, especially Google, because I think I know a lot, and I try to get an expert's opinion on things. And I was thinking, night before last when it was really cold, how much BTU, British thermal units, will get in the fireplace. And And I know Keith Gale and I wore them, and I go way back. But I looked it up. Okay, here's the official. Now, I don't believe all this, but anyway, I'm gonna go and share it with you. It's between 20,000 and 100,000 BTUs per hour. Keep in mind, hardwoods like oak and maple, of course, here it's oak, tend to produce more heat than softwoods like pine. So we've talked about that before. Then the other thing I saw, it says it can increase the house temperature by 15 to 25 degrees. But I think it's talking about up north. It's not around, you got so many geographical areas. Okay, so what I was going to say, then I read a lot about it. They were talking about how really you're losing more heat because most of the heat's going up the chimney, and I got a tickle about, I had a fire going while I was reading this. I said if they just knew how warm this room was in the fireplace. So anyway, I want to share that with you. Then quickly, we're talking about the bears all the time, so I ran across, I was saying about the bear picture that we got over there that just sent, was it 2 days ago, showed a bear picture with a video with Bill Roxby showing it, and right in the middle of winter, and we were talking about them not hibernating, but they will. I did look this up. Florida black bears, they do not hibernate, but they'll go in the stage, they'll stay in a den during severe weather, the females. So we went on and talked about they may, a few weeks, pregnant females, if the female's pregnant, they will stay sort of in a den, okay? Of course, I just ran across some quick pictures of them I wanted to share with you. But then I looked this up, the Florida black bear populations, okay, statewide. This is from the FWC. This is interesting now. Way in the western panhandle, 120, but look where we are. 1,000. Do you see any more? Okay, the central part over here, right here in the center, that's Ocala National Forest, and they've been there forever. So anyway, you see the bear population in the south, not very many, but now around the Everglades, there's 1,000. So in the Big Bend area, see what they did, I guess they had to separate Apalachicola National Forest, and there's not that many. So they're on the rise. They're on the rise, and the population is on the rise in those other areas. And then one more quick picture. This is where the road mortality, all these little reddish, this is where they had black bear road mortality, where they've had a bear run over. So just about everywhere. But that's documented facts on the Florida black bear. And then we'll talk a lot about the population on the increase. I want to share some of those facts with you from the FWC, and also about the fireplace warming us, okay? Wrapping up for today. I got a guest coming in tomorrow. Ernie Martin's coming all the way over from Crestview to share the show with us. So y'all have a good day today. Stay warm again and do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the great outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.